sake of argument, so that way we have no argument on semantics. I don't know any evolutionist that would say, well, evolution occurred over a 500,000 years or 100,000 years. It's always millions of years that I've always heard. So that's what I want to argue. I want to argue the time frame. And if I can give you evidence to show you that the time frame is insufficient to have allowed evolution, then we have to cast aside evolution wholeheartedly as being nothing but incorrect, false, and a lie. Now, I'm going to be referencing some online material, so I hope you don't mind me looking back and forth. The first thing I want to mention concerning the timeline is the sun. It is well known that the sun is a gaseous ball of material that is burning, and it is shrinking at a consistent rate. Our scientists have studied it and found out that it is shrinking 5 feet per hour. Now, if we go back and look at the rate of decay of the sun, and if it stayed at a constant, scientists calculate that the sun 1 million years ago would have been so large and it would have been so hot here on the earth that no life could have existed on it. Consider how hot Mercury is, and Mercury, is very close to the sun. We could see that this could have posed a problem to us here on earth if the sun was tremendously closer to us because of its size. And to demonstrate this, they claim that merely 11.2 million years ago, the sun would have been so large it would have physically touched the surface of the earth. They would have actually bumped into each other. The sun would touch the earth's surface. So we can see that the millions and millions of years required for evolution is negated merely by the sun's current rate of decay. Okay, another bit of evidence would be the Earth's gravitational forces and the moon. It is well known that the moon is moving away from the Earth just a few inches, is it a day or a year? Let me find this out. A few inches a year, so it's not really a big deal. But if evolutionists are right and evolution took millions or billions of years, then we can see that the Earth's magnetic field would have been stronger in the past because we can do the reverse math, and we can see that the Earth would have been drawing the moon even closer, and considering that the moon controls the tides and has a strong gravitational pull, we can see this could be very detrimental. Actually, they claim that 1.2 billion years ago, at the rate of decay of the Earth's magnetic field, the moon would have been so close to the Earth it would have just barely missed the surface of the Earth. This would cause massive problems for life. So we can see that by the decay of the Earth, by the decay of the sun, it is physically impossible for the Earth to be millions and millions of years old. Another interesting bit of trivia is when we launched our first missions to the moon, scientists had anticipated, considering the moon spins and spinning objects actually gather dust because they have a magnetic field, that there would be miles of space dust because scientists had anticipated that the Earth and the moon was billions of years old. But lo and behold, when we landed on the moon, there was merely an inch or two, just a few inches if that, of space dust. And this absolutely coincides with the young Earth theory. So it's amazing, even the moon, the information on it indicates that this wonderful planet is mighty young. One more bit of information is topsoil, something that we see and interact with nearly probably daily. You walk on it at some point. According to experts, they claim that it requires 300 to 1,000 years to build 1 inch of topsoil. And you can talk to most conservationists and they'll pretty much agree with that. And that's one of the cries that they cry, that it takes forever to create topsoil and humans are eroding this topsoil. If the Earth was billions of years old, where's all the topsoil at? If we say, it says the average depth of topsoil throughout the world is about 8 inches. You see, the depth of topsoil and the amount of time to create it, if you do the reverse progression, equals out to be within the thousands of years, not the millions of years as evolutionists will point out. The last bit of information I want to give to you before I wrap this up is helium. We all know it's a fun inert gas that doesn't seem harmful, but in large concentrations it could be lethal because it will displace the oxygen. Well, helium is created by three different manners. One is created naturally in the upper atmosphere. Secondly, it's created by our sun, and our Earth's gravitational forces pull it in. And uranium and another, thorium, their radioactive decay actually produces helium. If we do the math, if the Earth was billions of years old, there would be such a tremendous amount of helium on this planet that human life could not exist. You may say, well, maybe it dissipated. No, helium cannot develop the velocities needed to escape the atmosphere. So helium stays here. It stays where it's put, and it's consistently added. So we can see the implications here. The Earth cannot be more than 10,000, give or take a few thousand years old. This type of information is the nail in the coffin for evolution, because it does not allow for the timeline that evolutionists argue that is required to exist. People that support evolution oftentimes say, well, where's the evidence? Well, the fact of the matter is there's a tremendous amount of evidence. Evidence ranging from the hydrogen levels that are given off from stars, that if the stars were billions of years old, the stars would convert the hydrogen into helium, and the stars would have depleted all hydrogen. Yet, we see the stars are replete with hydrogen. The evidence that there's a young universe and a young Earth is profound. Now you may ask, why does this matter? Easy. Because if God says, I did A, B, and C, we should believe that He did A, B, and C. We shouldn't pick and choose and say, well, I believe B and I believe He did C, but I'm not sure about the A. Part of being obedient to our Heavenly Father is believe and trust. Now, some of you are going to say, well, I'm not a Christian, so this doesn't affect me. Actually, it does. If you want to believe a lie, then you're welcome to believe that. But if you are an intellectual type of person and you want to know the truth and you want to look at science, then I would ask you to look into some of these facts. Look into these issues. And you might see that evolution is a lie. And if evolution is a lie, then that offers credence to the story of creation. And maybe, just maybe, you've overlooked some crucial details. So I think it's something that we should all consider. Look into the mechanisms of evolution and creation. Weigh them based upon scientific evidence. And I think you will see that evolution cannot hold up to scientific evidence. Well, I pray this video opens the heart of some evolutionists here on YouTube, that they might consider the evidence that's presented to them. But mainly, I hope this video blesses each and every one of you that watch it. I pray that God uses this to bless your lives, to reinforce your faith, and to make you question things that are in defiance of our Heavenly Father. May God bless each and every one of you more than you'll ever know. I'm certain He already has.